Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. The intention for today is to share with you the main energetics connected to the full moon in Libra that it's gonna happen the 13th of April 2025, and it's gonna be early in the afternoon in Europe and later in the evening in US. All the time that we have a full moon, the sun and the moon are in opposition, and it's the best moment to release something that doesn't serve you anymore, to receive some light and some guidance or some shocking revelation or something that you were not aware, and it's a phase of, let's say, completion or culmination. So just observe and see where you feel the energy, and or in order to be more intentional, you can just check your birth chart and see where this transit is passing by. For example, if the transit is passing by in the 12th house, it might be that you need to release some unconscious pattern connected to yourself, and so it's the best moment maybe to work on your lucid dreaming, to work on your subconscious, to work really with the therapeutic work, for example, to really release something that you are not really able to understand from your subconscious, for example. So in any case, just observe and feel what is emerging around the period of the full moon. Of course, the ruler of the full moon is Venus, and Venus is in really a strong position because it is in exaltation in the sign of Pisces, and let's say that connected to this full moon, I identified three main themes that might influence us in the next week, and they are mainly, let's say, connected to the theme of relationships, because the ruler is Venus. So the main theme is that we have Venus that is conjuncting Saturn and conjuncting the North Node in Pisces, and so in my opinion, it's all connected to karmic relationships. So if during the period of March you had some tension in your personal relationships, now finally you're choosing yourself, you're choosing you, also because we have another important aspect, because the sun is conjuncting the Chiron, the asteroid Chiron, and Chiron is really connected to what is the wound connected to your early childhood. And so if before, for example, you were trying to please and all the time say yes to your partner, for example, or you were continuing to stay in a toxic situation, now finally you decide to choose for yourself and you decide to release and, let's say, break up with a specific toxic relationship, for example. If you were, or what I mean by relationship is like you might be in a relationship that was like love relationship, business relationship, or friendship. Can be any kind of this relationship, but now finally you are releasing the attachment and finally you are choosing yourself. Why you're choosing yourself? This is not by accident, but actually, if you think about in the previous weeks, we had the Mercury retrograde that finally we start to move direct at the 7th of April, and then Venus retrograde will start to be direct exactly on the 13th of April, when we have the full moon in Libra. So the previous weeks before this full moon in Libra, we had a period of review where we could review our values, and so now let's say during the next full moon in Libra, now we have you might have clear what are your values and what are your priorities. So this is why you are really choosing you, and if there is something that you really need to let go, or if there is something that you really need to purge, it's the perfect time during that weekend of the 13th of April. But how you are doing that? Because Venus is conjuncting Saturn, it's a kind of releasing from a really mature point of view, and you can do that in a really responsible way, because we have the presence of Saturn that is communicating with Venus. And the second theme that I identify is the following. We still have Mars in Cancer, and in this process, Mars in Cancer, that is still retrograde, might, due to this aspect, you might feel like some inner conflict, inner tension, or some emotional frustration, because anyway, we have a lot of planet, we have a big stellium during this full moon in Pisces, plus we have Mars in Cancer, so it's gonna be like a really, really, really emotional intensity weekend. But despite the fact that you feel a lot of emotional frustration or inner conflict, you feel inside yourself what you have to do, and what you have to do is that you have to release some specific situation of your life, and this gonna be like pretty clear, because the third theme that I identified, that I felt, is that really starting from the 12th of April, like I was announcing in the previous video, mainly all the planet will be in Aries, so there is a lot of fire energy, so it's really time to move ahead with your project, move ahead in a specific situation connected to relationships. So finally everyone will start to feel the momentum. So before to start with the momentum, it's a perfect time during this full moon in Libra to just purge and release what no longer serve you. So let go of some heavy stuff and situation, and then finally from mid-April the energy, let's say, will build momentum and you finally fly. I trust this information was really useful for you to navigate the next upcoming full moon in Libra. Please let me know what you feel, if you're already feeling this intensity, and share a like or comment, so this will allow me to create more videos connected to astrological insight. Thank you very much.